All right, Big today is Wednesday. It's August 7th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Free Swim Wednesday. It's Eddie, it's Chief. It is Danny Conrad. I also want to talk about my people over at Twillery. If you're watching the video version, check these out. I got a couple polos here. They're tailored for performance and functionality. They keep you cool. They won't wrinkle and have plenty of stretch to keep you comfy. They're machine washables, so no need to take them to the dry cleaners. I got a blue one here and a black one. Really cool material. It's almost like a dry fit, but it's heavier and it's really soft and seems like it'd be very comfortable. I'm very excited to try one of these on. So right now, Twillery has their annual warehouse sale going on with up to 50% off site-wide. Polos will be as low as $59. That's a good deal. And you can stack our coupon code for new customers, CDW18, for an extra $18 off, $139 or more for new customers. Check that out. Make sure you read all the terms and conditions. But yeah, these things are soft. Definitely go check these out. One more time, go check out Twillery and use that code CDW18 for an extra $18 off for $139 plus for new customers. All right, let's jump into it. Like Danny said, it is a travel day. Mm-hmm. Me and Danny are hurting right now, Chief. At least I am. I don't know how you feel.
No, look at his face. Look at his eyes.
I'm trying to hide as much of my face as I can here. Yeah. Putting my hat down.
WSD.
Yeah. I need to grow the beard to the eyes, and I'm set.
So, the Arizona movie just pulled it out like that.
As a tourist.
Yeah.
So we did 19 hours in Oakland. So that's like a 4+ hour flight each way to SFO, San Francisco.
Have you ever, I don't know how much we're going to get into it or if we're going to save some for the mid-show, but have you ever heard a more disgusting flight itinerary than ours today? So we were in Oakland, California. They're 2 hours behind. Boarded at 6 a.m., arrived in Chicago at 12:15 p.m.
Oof.
Because we lost the 2 hours. Disgusting.
It's pain.
Yeah.
It's pain. We had to come right here, do the summer games, which were actually fun. So that was cool. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Hard Knocks night, busy day. But, hey, that's
long day.
That's the life.
Eddie got a playoff game tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're happy to do it.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the life.
Yeah.
Love this place. And, yeah, not complaining. But it's just been a grind.
Yeah. I wrestled my ass off in that. That was it. So they had us wear these inflatable, like they're supposed to be sumo suits. And I went to give Chaps like a chest bump. No cushion. Just
none.
Like sternum to sternum.
That is not a sumo suit.
Not at all.
Legitimately just thin.
Yeah, yours got shredded.
Yes.
Yeah.
As soon as I went to tackle Nicky Smokes, it ripped, split on me.
You still walked away with the dub, though. That's all that matters.
I did, yeah. Yeah, but I couldn't help Chief out. I left him to...
Yeah, I had to do a lot of wrestling. I think I had 3 matches.
I left him to feast in the ring.
You might need
I had to go against Chaps and KB. That was not easy.
No, that's not easy at all.
You might need to have another health crisis before your next sumo match. Really get up there.
Pack on some more pounds.
Yeah. It'll help you out. Yeah. But yeah, so we're a little hurting. A few things, obviously, like you said, we're going to get into most of the A's, White Sox stuff tomorrow because there's so many interesting things.
Yeah, need Dave here for that too.
Yes, need Dave for that. So listen to tomorrow's mid-show. Or today. I think we're going to drop it tonight. Right?
Yeah, we might be dropping it. It might be a little early Wednesday release.
Gotcha.
All right, great.
Cool. Just a couple things that have nothing to do with that, but have to do with Danny and I's trip. San Francisco, 55 degrees.
I was excited when I saw you guys tweeting about that because I used to go out there. I went out there like 3 Augusts in a row, and the first time I was like, what the fuck? I thought I was in heaven because that is my ideal temperature. So when you come from Chicago and it's like 90 and muggy, and then you land there and you're like, well, where am I? You feel like you are in Australia, like you went to the Southern Hemisphere and the seasons are changed or something.
You do.
Yeah.
But none of us were prepared for it.
No, I didn't even bring so much as a hoodie. I was shivering the whole time. Yeah. You'll see it in this week's 773 TV. But I knew there were parts of California, Northern California, where it was like just 60 or whatever.
Yeah, kind of like all the time.
Yeah, like year round. It almost felt like it would feel like purgatory. Like you're just waiting for it to get past 70.
You have perma fall though.
I don't like that. Give me summer.
But their summer months, people kept saying is September and October.
Yeah, it gets a little hot.
That's when it gets hotter. But still, and I knew, like, growing up watching Barry Bonds cut-ins on SportsCenter, I knew that those people would always be bundled up, you know,
That's
sitting
true.
in the
That's a good
Covey
point.
Cove. Like,
Yeah.
I knew that it gets chilly there, But I figured August was like universal. That
I remember having that same thought, and because you would always hear about like the wind at Candlestick, the old Giants and 49ers Stadium, and then the same thing at what's it called now? Is it still AT&T Park? That's what it was 20 years ago.
49ers play at Levi Stadium.
Yeah.
What is the Giants Stadium out there?
Dude, I went from AT&T, the Pac Bell.
Pac Bell.
There's been.
I went when it was Pac Bell.
Okay.
That in like year 2000 was when I was there. Jeff Kent, Barry Bonds. But I remember being like, oh, they're probably bundled up because it's just windy there and they're a little soft from California. But no, it's like legit.
It's chilly.
Yeah, shock to the system.
Yeah.
You think parks like that, like Sox Park, names always changing? They just obviously it's about the money, but no one even mentions like how bad for branding it is. Yeah, no one knows what to call it.
If you're the person buying the ad,
right?
You need like a 30-year deal to make it worth your while.
But at the same time, yeah, sure, not many people call it guaranteed rate field. A lot of Chicago knows what it is now because of the deal.
Sure, but it's someone's job, and I don't know who would necessarily care about that. It would have to be someone like within who works at the park, maybe, who's worked at like the same park throughout 5 different names, but that's just tough.
It is.
Like from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I knew what guaranteed rate was before they got the deal.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm saying more just like
I'm not sure I still
identity.
know what it is. Is it mortgages?
Insurance.
Is it insurance?
I'm not that confident in that answer.
I think it might be mortgages.
It might be mortgages. Hold on, let's see.
So to your point, Danny, it is a mortgage. It's mortgages.
Okay.
I'm saying for the park though, not the company. The park, like it's like constantly going through an identity crisis.
Yeah. It's probably not good.
The address stays the same though.
I don't think they care. I just think.
Yeah. No, that's the problem. No one cares.
And that's like one of those things. I think it was Sox Park was U.S. Cellular after U.S. Cellular had like gone out of business. They were not even a carrier anymore, right?
See, that's where you're wrong. Yes, they stopped carrying in like the greater Chicago area.
Okay.
But I just saw U.S. Cellular just got bought for billions, which I was stunned to see that they're still kicking. They're a Chicago company.
That's the same as like when we heard Arby's had billions to their name.
Yeah, that's right. Arby's bought Buffalo Wild Wings for like $4 billion. I love that tweet. Someone said, where the fuck's Arby's getting $4 billion from? Yes.
They have expanded their rural 5G network. So
in May 2024, T-Mobile US announced that it would acquire U.S. Cellular's wireless business in a deal worth $4.4 billion. That's right. 2024, U.S. Cellular got bought for $4.4 billion.
That's just like, what's that? Like all politics is local, like all business is local. Because as soon as like they weren't, because I had U.S. Cellular.
So did I.
My first cell phone was U.S. Cellular.
Same.
And I'm like, oh, they're just out of business. I guess I'm a Verizon guy now.
Yeah.
But not the case.
But like more what I was saying about the bad branding, like whenever I see the rapper The Game in a song, that's his name, hate it or love it, in the club, he's on Aftermath. Yeah. The Game is just such a bad rapper name. Every time, think about it, putting it in a Google bar. The Game, the rapper, is maybe page 2 of results. Anytime you say The Game, you have to specify you're talking about a rapper.
Like which game you talking about?
Right. Yeah. Another one is like Kyle from Nelk. Like he should have gone with the full first last name. He is now at the point where like he is the Kyle. I think he's like at Kyle on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because every time if you bring up Kyle, you're saying, Kyle from Nelk or Kyle.
It must be pretty cool to be like, no, I'm Kyle.
The Kyle.
Yeah, I'm that Kyle.
Yeah.
Well, that's like
I saw Jimmy Tatro is just at Jimmy on Instagram now. What do you think? We got to track down all the people who are just like at Mark.
Mike Stud, right?
Is he? What? He's just Mike?
Yes.
That's right.
Is there just an at Chief?
Well, no. He's actually at just Mike.
Yes.
Because he took out the stud, so it's not at Mike.
I'm not seeing a just Chief out here.
No?
Should I just scoop that up?
You don't like Chief.
Every time.
I don't, but like I'm pot committed now.
Might as well. Whenever you look, like if I were to look for at Danny on Twitter, it'd be someone with 14 followers and following 0 with an egg avatar.
Just squatted on that account.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is I'm sure you guys get those spam DMs about people being like, hey, I'll get you this account. I'll get, whatever. And like, I genuinely would look into that if I knew that it was real, but there's so many fucking fraudsters on that shit.
Yep.
Oh, you can't even look at the hidden requests inbox without seeing at least
all of mine are
videos.
porns.
And they're all like 15 plus
And
group chats.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the same one with a couple of you. I think we should talk to each other.
See if we can get them to stop doing it.
No, we should.
I just see Chief's name randomly pop up. All right, you got me. I'm interested.
Some other observations. Weird. I don't know if this is an Uber. You know, companies are always trying to pick up the fees and make little tweaks to make more money. So I ordered an Uber XL for us, Chief.
Nice.
And because we had 4 people, me, Danny, Lance, and White Sox Dave, they don't give you a car with a third row. You got to order an Uber XX now.
I've never heard of that.
Neither have I.
It's like when they rolled out the Supersize Me out of nowhere at McDonald's. It's like, wait, we can go even bigger now?
Yeah.
Pretty soon we're going to be in Uber semis.
But they're just charging you more for the same thing that you were getting.
Same thing we'd be getting here, but I guess it's just different there. Have you seen an XXL in Chicago?
No.
Yeah.
I've only seen that there.
Double X Uber goes hard.
I think I called most of them, and I felt like, you know, when you look like a cheap ass, like or like you look dumb or a cheap ass, like, oh, the guy did order an XL. I felt that way because I was squeezing those guys in the back, but I didn't realize that.
It's not right. Fucking California, inflation through the roof, even with Ubers.
Crazy.
Dude, the Uber noise that you hear when you're in an Uber, you know, when they're getting a new request, might be more annoying than the iPhone alarm clock.
Oh, good one. Yeah, that's true.
And then the guy who swipes no on it, so you just keep hearing
Keeps
it.
getting them.
90, yeah, I was gonna say 90% of the time, it's never just a one click and done. You're hearing that as if it's like a ringtone going off for the next 5 minutes.
I'll take that over what we had this morning, though. We legit.
That alarm probably hit hard.
We had a 6 a.m. flight, so we met in the lobby at 3:50. 3:50 lobby meetup. Get an Uber, 4 a.m. I scheduled one. The guy hummed the whole way.
What do you mean? No.
I swear to I was.
That had to be like a malfunctioning.
I swear, the guy was he not humming?
But he wasn't even humming to the tune of what was on the radio. It was
No, there was
bizarre.
no radio on. It was dead silent, just this guy humming in a dark car with us tired as fucking shit.
It was kind of soothing, to be honest.
No.
It's time for the headphones at that point.
I was sitting right next to him, and I think I texted you guys. I was like, what's this guy's deal?
He was just humming the Uber ring.
I texted casual 4 a.m. hum.
You guys didn't want the 4 a.m. BART system back to the airport?
You know what, dude? And I don't like, this is kind of more outside the Oakland thing.
That's Oakland's train system.
Yeah, exactly. So the BART, yes. And someone got mad at me. They didn't get mad at me. They're like, hey, it's not the BART. It's just called BART. Drop the the.
Okay.
I was like, okay. So we took BART.
Think of if someone in Chicago came up to you and was like, hey, I'm going to take L.
All right, fine. You got me.
But no, L just doesn't. L's bad branding. Too many L's. You got to specify what's L.
Yeah.
BART's different.
The L. Pretty clean. Actually, kind of nice.
It's very easy. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not shocked though. We can't have anything nice here. If they have like a interactive screen that moves as you're going. That thing would get a fucking baseball bat to it within the first week.
But you would think San Francisco would have the same problems as us.
Definitely. I think
they're just I think like people are just looking to vandalize here, and San Francisco would see some vandalism here and be like, oh, we could do that. We could just knock out a window of a train.
You guys check out the open air drug markets there at all, Danny?
I didn't.
Did not
actually
see any of that.
Okay.
It was so quick. We didn't have time to explore. Like, I still don't consider that I've been to San Francisco in my life.
Well, you haven't really, right?
No,
the airport.
Just flew and then we drew.
Yeah.
Went straight to. We stayed in downtown Oakland.
Yeah.
Beautiful this time of year.
Yeah.
Dave said he liked Oakland.
I was stunned by that.
I was
that he liked it. He compared it to Milwaukee.
Yeah, it felt like we were in the Midwest.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was like a Milwaukee hybrid with like a. I don't want to say like Key West, but I want to say like
Key West.
No, like not Key West, but like a Milwaukee hybrid with kind of some type of California town mixed in.
It's tough to judge. The sun wasn't out at all, really. So we're kind of giving Oakland maybe a bad rap for the 19 hours we were there, but it was Chicago October. It felt like there.
That's awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm kind of ready for it. I'm ready for summer to be done.
Wind down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think the town that it was mixed with. It's definitely not Key West. I don't know why I said that.
That was absurd.
What did you, Lance?
Well, I said not Key West.
Lance had a good one yesterday.
I said it was like Milwaukee and a mixture of like the Cayman Islands because it was literally like it was
Dude,
cold.
what, how the fuck can it?
It has a
both of
tropical
those?
vibe. It has like a Midwest.
Yes,
it's like
that's what I'm
Milwaukee,
saying.
Sure,
but
yeah,
it's
there's palm
tropical.
trees and all that.
Oh,
And the businesses are all like that. They're all kind of like in little shacks and stuff. It's kind of like an island vibe, but then it has the weather and kind of a
Weird.
little bit of infrastructure like Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's very strange description, but like we all looked at each other and it like felt right. It felt right.
We were in sync.
Weird move by Danny. I saw him on the plane
Oh, let's hear that.
on the way there. He had it. You know, when they do the instructions about buckle your seatbelt, grab the oxygen mask, this guy had a notepad out and he was taking notes on what to do.
It's unbelievable.
in case things go down.
I already know at this point.
It was,
I was
it was crazy.
that didn't happen. I can't be getting slandered on 2 different shows now. I have to just do State of the Union addresses every other day. But I was passed out on the flight and I was middle seat, and my you guys are familiar with this. My alarm went off, and it
You don't say.
It woke me up, and I had like pretty much an empty glass on my table, and it knocked over, hit the guy. It was chaos. I don't know where
he
it
really
was.
Appreciated that alarm going off too.
You know, everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
That is
We hit the
chaos.
deck, and then we heard the Uber alarm going off in my dreams.
Yeah, we would definitely prefer to travel by using a Chevy instead of an airplane.
There you go.
I'll tell you that. So.
There you go.
ChevyDriveChicago.com is a proud partner of the Special Olympics. The annual Ducky Derby is today.
Yeah,
It's today. So,
get your ducks.
yeah, so you can support these incredible athletes in this great cause with a chance to win the grand prize, the all-new Chevy Trax. Head to ChevyDriveChicago.com/Ducky Derby to adopt a duck before Derby Day on August 7th. We thank you for your support. That's a nice prize.
You can just adopt the duck.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rubber duck. It's a fake duck, yeah. I remember a kid won a car at one of our high school things when we were freshmen, and everyone was like, it like stuck with him for life. It's like, oh, it's a kid who won a car.
I mean, that is the grand prize on Price is Right for a
It
reason.
is, yeah.
Yeah, it's the best thing you can get.
Kyle Reardon won a car.
Damn, shout out.
He won a car. So you could win a Chevy Trax. You could be the person and be like, oh, he won a car from Chevy.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
you never think those will be you. It could
While
be.
doing charity.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like a great.
I didn't want to win this car. I just really cared about the charity. I happened to win a car.
It's quite literally a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So head.
I bought a 6-pack of ducks.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Head to ChevyDriveChicago.com/Ducky Derby to adopt a duck before Derby Day on August 7th. All right, what else we got, Danny?
You think you just live off of our sponsors alone for a month? Portillo's, the weed, all this clothing. I'm just through all these ad reads. I'm just thinking about.
I mean, I haven't bought myself clothes in fucking forever.
Does Barstool count? Like, does Barstool clothes and the food sources at the office count? Because if so, then yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah,
that's
you
pretty
can get away with like being homeless basically, and
Yes.
just living off of
People have.
sponsor supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's like Mantis used to live at the old office. Like, you know,
You got 3 squares a day.
he used to dream of times like these.
Yeah.
Like the way we're treated at this office.
Man,
Dude, we have a sleeping room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mantis just walking around in a rowback polo, wearing Muggsy jeans,
High as
everything
fuck.
sponsored. He's just a human NASCAR.
I took my first shower here recently.
Really?
Yeah. It was
Wow.
after we did something and I got all sweaty. Oh,
Yeah.
we shot a commercial for DraftKings and I was super sweaty.
You got so sweaty during
Yeah, it
that. You were full football pads.
Yeah, I was in full football pads and I was kneeling for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And so I took a shower. It was nice. And dude, I don't know if it's weird, but ever since like this whole golf conversation kept coming up, I've just been obsessed with locker rooms.
Locker rooms are great. Dude. Locker rooms are great. I miss the locker room. That's like, so I've talked about it. I've been playing men's league again. That's my favorite part.
Really?
Yeah.
Like even in men's league, you guys are.
Yeah. You guys are busting balls and it's, you know, you don't have like the same hype, you know, like who fucking cares? It's men's league. But like before and after, just joking around. And that was like the hockey locker rooms, I always thought were the best because they're always just like one big square. So everyone faces each other. So it's just like everybody you can see everybody. It's not like football where you had like the rows and rows. So it was like inherently a little cliquey. Where hockey is just like one big room and everyone talks shit. It's great.
But you said you liked locker rooms coming off the fact that you took a shower here. Are you talking about like the camaraderie in the locker room or the physical locker room? You like those metal
Both,
drawers?
dude.
Kind of both. I mean,
Yeah.
Now we're sound perverted because locker room talk has taken a whole new.
I think locker room talk is back.
You think so?
He's ahead in the polls. That was 8 years ago. His locker room talk was like before.
Is he ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's tightened, but
I haven't.
Not to get political, but as soon as she hasn't done any media since she announced.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So once she talks, I think she'll dip in the polls again.
I
But
haven't really paid attention since he dropped.
yeah, she named the vice president today too. Yeah, he used to coach high school football in Minnesota.
Did he?
Yeah.
He knows the locker room.
Yeah. Defensive coordinator.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ran a 4.4.
What situation have you been in locker rooms recently?
Well, we at some of these golf courses.
Yeah. Those are great.
They're just.
That's a different vibe altogether.
It is.
Yeah.
They're just so old school, and
Yeah.
Those are nice though.
And it's crazy.
But they're not that nice. They're not that nice.
Dude, it's crazy how some of these clubs, like even like gyms, can just fool you by offering basic amenities, right?
Yeah.
Like these.
You got a shower?
Yeah. Like, oh my God, Equinox is Q-tips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Because that justifies paying $100.
They had Barbicide at
Yes.
that place. It was like, this is fucking fancy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's why these, like, I know some of those bare bones clubs, like that's their point. Like the bare bone gyms, like that's the point. Like, hey, it's $10 a month, but like, you're not getting anything. But if they just go to fucking Costco, and bought bulk of,
they'd be killing it.
Sweat towels,
Q-tips, towels, like it would be a totally different ballgame for them.
Towels probably adds up.
Oh, my gym has towels in a freezer with eucalyptics on them.
Oh, damn! Are you rich?
No, it's just a club. I feel like most clubs will have that.
I guess I haven't belonged to like a gym.
Yeah,
Was it in your building?
No. FFC.
Okay. Well, that is kind of
No ads.
that's expensive though.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah,
$10
that's an
No,
it's an elitist gym. I would say in Chicago.
Yeah.
but
Not elitist, but
it's one step below the East Bank.
Yeah,
it's below Equinox too, though.
yeah, it's like a tier, but a very good tier 2. Like if it has a good camp, it could bump its way into tier
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like it's not Equinox, East Bank, that kind of thing. But like,
there's just so many of them that like it's a chain. It almost puts it down a little. I feel like, even though it shouldn't.
But nah, but they're definitely really nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pool, gym.
But that's what you pay for. Those eucalyptics frozen towels.
Kid with Down syndrome questioning your penis. You got it all.
Yeah, there's something great about a towel system.
I don't really love those locker rooms though.
No, I don't really like any.
Oh, but I love.
That's different though. Those
I
are
agree.
Lockers with randoms.
Yeah, but that was the other thing I was thinking about. Where if you're a member at one of these clubs and you get like we've played, Flossmoor is 100-something years old, Old Elm's 100-something years old. Like if you are a new member, you're getting a locker of a dead guy. Like that's how that locker opened up. It was just some old guy who finally died.
That's a good point.
And now you have, because they have like, the 1904 club champion, his name's still up on the wall. You might have.
Well, don't you have a wine locker at Capitol Grill?
Yeah, I heard that too.
This guy loves lockers.
Yeah.
Do you want to address anything from last show? I think it was the most DMs I've ever gotten.
Oh, we talked about that.
We talked about it on yesterday's mid show, but in the sake of crossover.
Sure.
Yeah, people were.
I stand by everything I said.
Come on.
What don't I stand by?
You don't have to die on hills.
But
you don't have
I'm
to
living
be like
on the
this
hill.
guy who sits
I'm
next
living
to
on the hill.
typically.
You want me to just be a fucking pussy and say something I don't believe? You don't have to think as much in track and field and swimming and doing the fucking shot put as you do playing soccer and basketball. That is a fact. You don't need steroids if you play like Messi. You don't. What was the other one? Let Russia in. I don't you guys are reading the comments being like, oh, Chief must be wrong. No, maybe I'm right.
I was just in between my Sexbot group chats and my hidden requests, and every other one was like, what was Chief on today? I was like, what did he even say?
Yeah, no, I was.
Which one of those points do you think I'm wrong about?
Okay, let's go one by one.
Start with the track and field.
It probably got misconstrued as you were kind of saying you don't need a brain for those.
I said you need less of a brain than the other sports where you have to think on your feet. I would say the same thing about NASCAR. Like there's definitely strategy, when to pit, draft, but like you're not making these like okay, like that guy's cutting. We're reading the play the same way. Like it's
like track is more muscle memory.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I'd say NASCAR, you need to read that shit out too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, NASCAR more so than if you're staying in your lane and just running or swimming as fast as you can.
Maybe the thinking takes place more beforehand.
It's all technique driven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I get what you're trying to say.
I'm saying it. I'm not trying.
No. But you're softening your take. You said that doesn't require thinking.
Compared to the other sports.
But that it got softer as it went on. Like you were very strong on.
I still stand by that. You get in the pool, you swim as fast as you can. You like the Olympian, the American guy who just won the 100 meters by like, he had 9.79 and so did the guy once.
Okay.
Do you see that?
Let me ask you this then.
Hold on.
Okay.
Do you think that guy had strategy, or is it like the gun goes, run as fast as you can for 100 meters? Or is there strategy?
Let me ask you this. Okay. I'll just name 2 random people that come to mind.
Okay, this is going to be bullshit, but go
No.
on.
2 random people come to my mind. Let's say Katie Ledecky and White Sox Dave flipped brains.
Yeah.
Do you think Katie Ledecky is still as good as she is?
She's getting the worst end of the deal in that Freaky Friday.
That was a random. I could have said anyone else.
But like, it is like a genuine Freaky Friday thing.
Yes.
She's still winning gold. White Sox, Katie Ledecky with Dave's brain is winning gold. She's winning gold by like a whole fucking lap. The other swimmers aren't even in the screen.
She'll get distracted by like a butterfly and run off.
Sure.
That's very
right.
kind of Dave's brain. Let me just say that. That's very kind of Dave's
think
brain.
that his brain would cost someone who's winning by like, there was an event where it's like the top 20 times ever in the event were all by her. And you think Dave's brain is going to cost her one of those times? Like, I don't think so. I think she's swimming as fast as she can.
I think it's possible to cost her one of those times.
Yeah, she could be going like lower strokes. Or
she's crushing everybody.
But in her brain, she's maybe like, okay, it's smarter to have like bigger strides, whereas Dave could be like, you know what, fuck that.
But that comes from like a lifetime of swimming. But that's more, to me, that's more like technique than being quick on your feet, reading plays, recognizing the defense, like all that kind of stuff, as opposed to I'm in my lane. If I swim faster than everybody, I will win.
Maybe just because I know I'm confident White Sox Dave can screw anything up. I think it can.
Yeah, that's right. But that's like.
But like his brain, like he would go under one of the ropes and like, you know, like,
I don't think he would.
What do you mean?
No, because he would still have all of her technique and muscle memory. You know, so he would still be swimming straight.
Muscle memory sounds tied to the brain to me.
Is it?
Kind of.
Definitely.
Kind of.
As you know, there's no such thing as mental toughness.
Of course there is.
What is it? Define it.
Well, let me tell you this. The only reason you cry from physical pain is because you feel sorry for yourself.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That is not true.
When's that? Have you cried recently from physical pain?
If I
cried.
balled on my fist and absolutely socked your nose, you would physically weep because
you could. Maybe the nose, but that's just you're not.
Yeah,
your nose is just running. Think about with little kids. If one of them falls and hits their head, everyone goes. They start crying. If you laugh after, they start laughing too.
No, if you're like 6 or 7, you take a bad fall and you're by yourself off your bike, you're probably still crying.
Yeah, you're mentally weak. If you do it now, why wouldn't you cry?
I don't know if that's.
I'm trying to think of the last time I cried strictly from physical pain. Because it
was also the last time you felt sorry for yourself.
Probably when Bilal Muhammad kicked you.
But I didn't cry.
Right? If you're not crying from that, what are you crying from?
I think
I was worried that I was going to cry beforehand.
I think there are certain injuries, most extreme being breaking your nose.
But you keep saying no, that's just tears coming out.
But I do think there are other injuries like that will leak water out of your eyes.
Sure.
But that's like an involuntary response.
Like we're talking like
being sad. I remember like getting hurt and I thought I was going to miss the end of the football season, my last year. But that was like more emotional.
Exactly.
Yeah, or like Odell Beckham when he tore his ACL, he's probably not crying from the ACL tear. It's like, oh, I just cost myself millions of bucks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make Eddie cry from physical pain then.
I'm just telling you. In my
but you keep saying like, yeah, if you cut onions, you'll cry too. It's not the same.
Yeah, that's true.
In my
but of course there's mental toughness.
In my Masters of Sports Psychology class,
Yeah.
they said there's no definition for mental toughness.
Was that the day you showed up? There's no definition for it?
Yeah, what does that mean?
No, like
how do you
there's no,
describe
It
physical
doesn't mean it
toughness?
doesn't exist.
What's the definition of physical toughness?
Just enduring pain.
Okay, yeah.
But
Enduring
that's
pain.
mental pain too. Or
mental toughness is like there's like you got to be mentally tough. You got to hit this field goal in any condition.
Yeah.
I'm
Like there's
Like pressure doesn't get to you.
yes, like there is no way to equate that into a.
Tell that to the Navy SEALs because they put them through all sorts of shit just to make sure they're mentally tough when time comes.
mental toughness, a personality trait that describes someone's ability to perform consistently under pressure and stress. There's your definition, Ed.
Checkmate.
Say it one more time.
What were you guys in the locker room and like scrolling through the dictionary? Like, there's no definition for mental toughness.
No, what do you think? Psychology? We're just in locker rooms wearing football
A personality trait that describes someone's ability to perform consistently under pressure and stress.
I hope people are in your DMs.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going
By
with
saying
this.
mental toughness, you can't
pants?
define
I'm
it.
parroting what the teacher said, and I wish I
Really,
remembered
This
more.
is why you got to think for yourself.
I wish
so
I
when the
remember-
idiots on the internet say, "Oh, it's the same," you don't need.
I wish I remembered more from the lesson that I could elaborate more, but I didn't pay attention that well. I just remember that being like, oh, good point.
But like if you're mentally tough and you say you got like a dickhead boss, you're mentally tough, you put up with it, you're power through. You're mentally weak, you say fuck this, I'm quitting. That's
I'm
the
going
difference.
to HR.
Yeah, but what's the barometer?
What?
What is the what's
How
everyone's,
well you're able to endure hard conditions.
Yeah.
But what's a hard condition?
Like
Hard is
tragedy,
hard is
an obstacle, any kind of obstacle
Hard
in
is
front of your way.
subjective.
Sure, but they're still hard though.
But
Hard is
there
subjective.
are certain hard things that are objective.
That's like you're basically saying like there's no such thing as a pussy.
Like when this is Red Ed. There's
no such thing as a wuss anymore.
Yeah.
I'm
This
not
is
agree- I'm
postmodern.
bringing
This is
up.
postmodern Ed, where it's like
I'm
there's
giving- listen.
no objective truths. Of course there are.
I'm just putting the
Like when
food
the-
on the tree and letting you guys eat it for
So
food for thought.
when
That's all I'm doing.
when the SEALs are going through their buds training, they're drowned proofing you. That is fucking objectively difficult.
All right, back to your 3 takes from last week.
Oh, you want to switch? Let's stick on yours.
No, because you brought
Yeah.
that up and that made me think.
Okay.
Calling me Red Ed, the fact that Red Ryan hasn't taken off is crazy.
Why is Red Ryan?
Because you're fucking sitting there crying that Russia's not in the
I'm not
Olympics.
crying.
You teared up.
No,
last week.
I'm not crying. I'm
So
just
sorry for
saying.
himself.
Now, I will say the reports were that it was about the doping thing, but I do think it is like you can't do this stuff with us. We're, it's like it's just like let them fucking play. Let them do it in hockey too for the World Juniors. It's more of a storyline. It's more compelling. They've always done it. There was always the joke about the East Germans, like back like when our parents were watching the Olympics. Like the Olympics were more interesting when you had everybody involved. Now you have a bunch of people who are under a white flag. Like who fucking like 13 athletes or whatever from Russia. Let them fly their Russian flag and let's beat their fucking ass like we did in 1980 with the Olympic team, the hockey team. That's what we should do.
I think what you were trying to get at with your mental toughness take is like
It wasn't my take.
the pain argument. Like, what is pain? Because everyone's pain
French bread.
threshold is so different. So it's like hard to define pain
haven't
because
seen that
something
movie.
might make
You haven't seen
you
Remember
cry.
the Titans?
Yeah, I've seen it.
What is pain? French bread. What are fatigues? Army clothes. You don't remember that scene?
No, I don't.
So in the football camp scene. Wasn't paying attention to that
They
either.
weren't taking notes.
Yeah.
Go back to that, Danny. Sorry.
People are like, oh, how could you define pain? Because if someone punches you, you might cry and say, that hurt so much. If the same punch hits me, I'm obviously shaking off like that was nothing. So you had pain, I didn't. How do you define pain at the end of the day? I think that's what you were trying to say. I'm just trying to
But then that
throw
just
your
goes
raft
to
in.
like who's like that to me would be like you're just tougher than him.
Right.
Right.
I'm trying to help you out.
Mentally and physically tougher.
Sounds like something a mentally weak person would say.
I'm just saying that if Chief played a game of Red Rover, they should say Red Rover, let Red Ryan come over. That's all I'm saying.
just going in
No,
and out of
I
different
want to beat them. I want to beat them, and you want to do this whole like they can't play with us. That's what you want to do.
They not like us.
Well, I never said that.
That's yeah.
Just because
If you're putting me on the other side of that camp of this argument, then that would mean you're on the exclude them. I want to compete.
But you're the one sitting here making straw man arguments that they're kicked out because of the Ukraine war.
I was wrong, I said. Sometimes I get things wrong. Although I do think that that's probably a factor. They said, like, how long are they be punished for doping? And how can you punish an entire country? Test all the athletes individually before their events, like they do for everyone else. And like they've always done.
So if they found out a bunch of Americans were doping, we'd be banned from the Olympics?
No fucking chance, dude. Because we're America and we can invade people and no one cares. So, because we're America and we're the West. That's the other part of this point. They would not kick us out. We had an entire sport testify before Congress. You think they were the only athletes in America that were doping? Were the baseball players and Lance Armstrong? No fucking way.
Speaking of which, we were out. I know we just talked about San Francisco. I looked at Dave. I was like, I'd fucking love to take a trip over to Balco right now.
Oh, is that in San Francisco?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bay Area Labco.
Is it still in existence?
No, it's not.
So you just want to go to an old like
Warehouse and take a picture of an old Balco sign?
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Balco's a big deal. Victor
Oh, it's
Conti,
huge. Yeah.
A big deal.
Yeah.
What do you think is something that could make you cry from pain physically?
Breaking my nose.
All right. So when we were doing the wrestling down there, I was at one point, I was on my chest and I have that bad shoulder. And then I'm like, my shoulder might pop out here. And I'm like, I don't know about crying, but it would. Have you ever had your shoulder pop out?
Luckily, not.
That of all the injuries I've had, the first time I did it, and it was like sliding in and out, in and out, in and out over the course of the game. That was like, holy fucking shit. Like, think you're going to puke. You might cry. Like, it hurts that badly. And I was like in this like vulnerable position. I can't remember, like, it might have been KB that had me there. And then I was like, my arm's going to pop out.
Pinky toe, corner of a metal bed frame.
Yeah,
That's a bad one.
that deserves tears.
That's a bad one.
I mean,
I'm not crying.
I feel like we do that yearly.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
You're like
yearly.
so afraid to even pull back the sock. To see the
I lost a nail earlier this year doing that.
Ooh, chief broken nail.
And he cried.
Guys doing all kinds of slander today. You're taking notes on the airplane.
No, I remember when I had appendicitis, worst pain in the world, but you're not crying. You're just like, and I puked.
I think a torn Achilles would get me.
I was like 23. I was playing in like after work basketball league, and a guy on my team was like non-contact, just dribbling at the top of the key, planted, and it popped, and you could see it ball up, and he like laid on his back, and his foot was just like dangling, and he's like, no tears, no emotion. He's like, I think I just tore my Achilles, just like that.
See,
nothing.
Yeah, because think about it. What's the threshold? Think about your last bad injury, as bad as it was. At what point in the middle of it, you're like, okay, I'm going to cry now.
but to me, it's more so like you tear an Achilles, you know you're in for a long road.
Yeah.
And that would be mentally.
Yeah.
All right. To be serious for a second, when you got diagnosed with cancer, was that a big cry fest?
But that wasn't pain.
But was it?
Cry?
Huh?
Did you cry?
You cry from like
I saw
chemo?
I saw my mom cry. And it made
Yeah,
me-
that would be.
No, chemo, I mean, typically not painful.
No, I thought it was. I thought it made you like really sick. And
Sick, but that's not pain. I wouldn't know. I would not cry from
I remember hearing there was this hockey player, Saku Koivu, who had some kind of cancer, and he said it was like, and Edzo said this too actually when we interviewed him, that his chemo was so bad that like couldn't have any light, like you just sat in the dark in the basement like forever, and it's like,
Oh yeah, there's tons of different kinds. From what I gathered, like I mine wasn't like traditionally what you'd see in the movies. Like I wasn't getting the 9-hour drips.
Okay.
But no, yeah, you would have like spinal taps. Like you couldn't walk for a couple hours. But again, not crying. And back to what you were saying about like getting sick. That's clearly emotional.
Yeah.
You'd be crying from that, not
Yeah.
from the pain of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say cancer is, at least leukemia, is necessarily painful.
What was it like? You just kind of felt like just like shit,
Like when?
like after the chemo.
Yeah, I would get it like every week. So I think it was like kind of lower dosage, but just more often.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. There's tons of different kinds. Like the mainline one, you're very fatigued. You might throw up here and there, but then they throw some whammies at you. that will just have you bedridden for a couple of days or so. It all depends. Some goes in the spine because it was leukemia, so it comes from the bone marrow in the spine.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's people are always like, oh, what's chemo like? But they don't. And again, everyone's cases are different or whatever. They don't account for like when you get the chemo, you're already on like 10 different pills. You know, like that already makes you feel sick and crazy.
Yeah, so it kind of becomes your normal.
Yeah. You ask about the pills, if anything, like steroids.
Yeah, like being nauseous and.
Yeah, I wasn't. They always like would give you nausea medication hand in hand, especially it was pediatrics.
Why do you think emotional pain is so much worse then? Because that gets you
100%.
Because I think about like you feel sorry for yourself, like a breakup or anything.
But you just brought that up. It's so weird when you get. It's weird. Seeing your parents cry is very.
Oh yeah.
Very hard.
Yeah. Any parent who had a kid with cancer is the real. The real hero there. Yeah.
So it's lasted longer than they thought he would originally. So now he's 5. But like you hear about the kid, but then you talk to my cousin who's, he was like broken, like he still can't really talk. Like it's unbelievable. So, but it hits you.
Mm-hmm.
But like then I get sad and like very emotional when I would talk to him, but I don't know. There's no physical thing.
Yeah, I mean, like when I had it, honestly, I'm just sitting there taking it. My parents are the ones who are like, "Fuck, I wish it was me." Like, I'm just showing up.
Yeah,
they got to deal with, unfortunately, the emotional side of it.
Yeah, because I was gonna say something like spine related, which is obviously horrible.
Paralyzed, you mean?
Yeah, but that's. From what I understand, obviously more.
Yeah.
That's emotional.
Dude, but we're throwing back pain in the argument. Back pain.
Yeah.
We're throwing out your back.
Yeah.
But still, I'm not trying to be a hardo. Now we're talking about more serious things, like and not crying. Like I really do think, just next time you get really hurt, think there's a breaking point, and it usually coincides with like, fuck, like I hurt my back. I got work this whole week. Oh no. Then it starts weighing in. It's like,
have you ever broken like a major bone?
I broke
a femur or
I broke both ankles and I broke a collarbone.
No, just both ankles.
But ankles suck, dude.
Ankles fucking suck. That's the thing that still gives me the most problems. Is
really, yeah. That's definitely the most pain I've ever been in.
Yeah, we're not counting that as a major bone.
I don't know. Well, you tell me.
I didn't snap the bone. They had to shave away the bone.
Oh, really?
So I have like my left ankle, the doctor is like, we can repair this, but we're giving you a stress fracture.
Okay.
And so like when I do stuff, like if I were to long distance run, it will break. If I run, like, that's why Dave's always like, well, anyone can run the marathon. I'm like, I can't. Like I could probably do, if I got in like tip top shape and lost a lot of weight, so there wasn't as much pounding, I could probably do like 10 miles. Before I would start to have like serious physical, like my ankle's going to explode.
And like, think about it. They say the worst pain has to be like getting shot. 50 Cent, I guarantee to not cry. And he got shot, 9 times?
Chaps didn't cry.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
If you're not crying.
Said he didn't get the morphine.
Yeah.
Just walked himself off the battlefield.
So my ankle was, got the 2 big bumps, the 2 big bones on the right and left side. I broke both of those.
Oof.
So.
How'd you do that?
Queen of All Saints, crossed
basketball.
Queen of All Saints. Got a steal, went on a breakaway. I fucking
came down funny.
No, I got taken out. I fucking clipped me from under.
Oof. Yeah, my thing was the tendons and ligaments. That's what's snapped and frayed.
Yeah. Damn. All right then. This ended.
That was fun.
Ended kind of somber. All right, that's it. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for watching. Fun episode tomorrow. I have my guy Sabod from Love on the Spectrum.
Oh my God.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, you didn't know
Sabod?
that?
No.
Yeah. Yes, he's coming out. So have you seen the show yet?
Yeah. I told you I'm obsessed with it. I almost started watching the UK
Oh no
version
shit. Yeah. No, yeah.
Is he coming in?
No, it was just Zoom.
Is he from here though?
He's from LA.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so I had him and his sister.
It's Sabod, right?
So it's Sabod. So I thought it was Sabod too. I called him that on a previous podcast because we've talked about it on a free swim before. It's a great show.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I had him on. It was fun. I mean, he's obviously hilarious. It's obviously unlike any podcast I've ever done because it was just like question, answer, question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So interesting.
How long did it go?
Like 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. It was funny though. Afterwards, like that was a lot of talking. Yeah, it was great though. He's great. So
that's must listen already.
Yeah, I hope people enjoy it. So me and Sabode coming up tomorrow, and Sabode and I. Thanks.
You didn't pay attention to that class either.
No, I didn't pay attention to many classes. All right, see you tomorrow, Sabode.